Hey guys, what's going on? Yes, the fucking mosquito bite remains. Look, you know what? Sadly, it looks like herpes. That's right. It's not very fun walking through the store, and knowing people are looking at you like, that motherfucker have herpes. That motherfucker dirty. But now, guys, assure you it's not herpes. If it was, I wouldn't be on camera. I wouldn't allow people to see it. Now, fucking mosquito right there. When I was sleeping too. So I think that's I think you could almost count that as rape. Anyway, you guys, welcome back to the show where I compare everything. It could be anything from a clothing line to movies, TV shows, even wrestlers. It doesn't matter. Movie actors, actresses. It could be anything. If you guys got any suggestions who you want to see compared or what you want to see compared, leave it in the comments below or send me a message. So anyway, this week we're looking at probably one that has been asked by almost every fan out there of both shows, which is better, South Park or Family Guy? This is probably going to be one that's easy for some to answer and hard for others. For me, it's quite easy. It's pretty cut and dry for me. Obviously, I'm a much bigger South Park fan. I absolutely love South Park. But before we get down to it, let's say the goods and bads of both shows. We'll start off with Family Guy. Why we're starting with Family Guy? I don't know. I just want to for some reason. So that's how we're going to kick off the debate. Let me kind of get more knock down the computer here. Kind of get in focus a little more. All right. So as you guys know, the good things about that I find with what is it called, Family Guy, is definitely, absolutely definitely, they have some really good comedy. I mean, let's face it, it's a cartoon targeted for adults, but a good thing about it is that the whole family can watch it, and even though some of the jokes are a little mature, so, if you will, and but they really go to the point with the mature jokes that it's pretty easy for it to fly over a young viewer's head. So if you have a little kid, well, not a little kid, but a kid watching it, and maybe they make a sexual gesture, or they make a sexual joke, they do it in kind of a subliminal way, so to speak. So it's really hard for the younger viewers to really understand what's going on, which I think is a really good idea by the creators of that. That way, the parents or the older people in the house that are watching it don't really have to make sure there's no children in the house. I definitely like some of the jokes they do. They have some really, really, really strong characters like Stewie and Brian. I think they're the best characters on the show. Peter Griffin, he's Q, as Cartman would say, but I'm not going to name the cons about Peter, but I don't think he's the best character, and he's the main character, but I don't think he's the strongest there. The things I have against Family Guy is that there's too many flashbacks. I understand that that's pretty much what the show is about. Every fan that watches it knows, that's what it is going into it. They do flashbacks. Well, I remember back when I tried out for blah, 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 and then it shows something. Secondly, I think there's times when Peter, he just comes off a little too stupid. I know that the whole point of Peter's character is that he's supposed to be a complete dumbass, but I mean, come on, you got to be a little more realistic with it. And I know it's a cartoon as well, but to me there's different levels to where it's good and then it's just overboard. And I find the show goes overboard with a little too much. I mean, there's times when Peter completely acts like a child, literally. And I can't see any woman, no matter how much she cared for that person, putting up with that. I really could not. And how could this guy be ever responsible enough to have a baby in the house like Stewie and not kill the kid by being a complete moron? There was just certain aspects of the show that are kind of stupid. Seth MacFarlane, who made the show, he voices way too many characters. It almost gets annoying and repetitive because he voices so many people. But at least when he voices Peter and he voices Stewie, he actually does voice acting for them. But like Brian and a lot of the extras and stuff like that, they all have the same voice, and it almost gets to the point where you get tired of hearing his voice. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Now, turning our focus over to South Park, who in my opinion, is the better show. The good things about South Park is obviously the comedy. I think the comedy is a lot stronger and solid than that of its opponent, in this case, Family Guy. And I also think voice acting was a lot better executed. I'm not going to say every single character in the show. I mean, they do have like extras that all, a lot of the extras sound similar to the other, but they're fucking extras. Who cares? I don't mind that. But none of the extras should sound just like a main character, and that's just my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that South Park has never been guilty of this, but nothing springs to mind when I try to think about it. You have Cartman. He has his own unique voice. You have Stan. You have Kyle, Randy, Marsh, Sharon. Okay. We'll turn our focus, since I just said a woman. We'll turn our focus to the female characters. Now that's where South Park is weak. Is that all the female characters sound exactly the same, and that's really where they could have some improvements. Now, with the exception of, Kyle's mom, Sheila, and Cartman's mom, and maybe even Butter's mom, you can let Mrs. Stotch, you could let some of those go, but a lot of the women just sound way too similar to the other. Another thing that I'm not a huge fan about South Park is sometimes they just cross the line a bit too much. And I know people say, well, dude, what do you expect? You call yourself a fan and you have a problem. Well, no, but I think there's just certain things that shows shouldn't make fun of. And even though I'm not a religious freak, I don't go on and on. I will never share my religious views with you guys. So I'm not going to state what I believe or what I don't believe. But regardless of what I believe, I don't think you should make fun of anybody's religion. I think that that's something that you should just leave alone and leave off your show. I don't care what your show is about. I don't care if it's a serious or a funny show. I don't care. Religion and shit like that should just be left out of any show. I don't care if it's a serious show or a comedy show. It should be left out. Shouldn't be messed with. In South Park, they've gone pretty bad with it. So yeah, you guys can let me know what you think. I'm not expecting any replies. But thank you so much to my 97 subscribers. You guys are awesome. I got a really nice comment by a subscriber yesterday. It's 1 a.m. now, so yesterday. Yeah, saying that all my videos, he said something to the effect like all my videos were really great, and he's really, basically just told me he was really happy he's a subscriber and that he really enjoys all my videos, and getting a message like that really, truly, really means a lot. And I don't mean to get sappy or anything, if you will, but it's really good to know that people actually are out there watching your videos and that you're not doing this for nothing. So, thank you for the compliment, and it's going to be about it, guys. I'm so fucking tired. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Remember, if you guys got any suggestions for anything, it doesn't even have to be a series. You want me to talk about anything, lay it on me, and I'll see what I can do. This is Z. Keith Carnes. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Which is Better, and I will see you guys as soon as at least Sunday. So in a couple days, if I don't have anything up tomorrow, I will see you guys on Sunday with a new episode of, I believe, Unsolved Mystery Talk. So I will see you guys then. This is Z. Keith Carnes. Please rate, comment, and if you haven't done so already, keep up to date with me by hitting that subscribe button. Really helps. Anyway, this is Z. Keith Carnes once again, and I will see you guys in the next piece.